Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Solo Sikoa has caused further tension between him, Tonga, and Fatu. During the main event of WWE SmackDown, Sikoa accidentally hit Tonga with a Samoan spike. Fatu was in action against Braun Strowman and Damian Priest in a triple threat match, with the winner qualifying for the men's Elimination Chamber match. Earlier in the show, Sikoa sent his best wishes to the Samoan werewolf and eventually tried helping him secure a spot, interfering during the bout. Cody Rhodes also joined the chaos, leading to a massive brawl between him and Sikoa. The former tribal chief hit Tonga with a Samoan spike, initially meant for the American Nightmare. Sikoa's actions indirectly resulted in Fatu's loss. The Samoan werewolf failed to qualify for the 2025 men's Elimination Chamber match, with Priest securing his spot by pinning Strowman. The tension between Solo Sikoa and his Bloodline stablemates began after he lost the Ula Fala to Roman Reigns in a tribal combat on Raw. The 31-year-old returned during last week's SmackDown, attacking Rhodes after he teamed up with Jey Uso for a tag team match against Tonga and Fatu. The cracks in the Bloodline are widening, and Solo Sikoa may have just pushed his faction further toward complete implosion. On a high-stakes episode of WWE SmackDown, tensions between Solo Sikoa, Tonga, and Fatu reached a boiling point after an accidental move led to chaos in the ring. What was supposed to be a show of dominance for the Bloodline quickly turned into a moment of doubt, frustration, and potential betrayal. Now the question looms: is the Bloodline on the verge of collapse? Let's break down exactly what happened and what it means for the future of WWE's most dominant faction. Ever since Roman Reigns stepped away from WWE, Solo Sikoa has been positioning himself as the new head of the table. No longer just the enforcer, he has become the leader of the next generation of the Bloodline, a faction now consisting of Tonga, Tonga Loa, and the dangerous Fatu. With the Usos out of the picture and Roman absent, this new iteration of the Bloodline has been attempting to establish its dominance. But leading a faction of Samoan warriors is no easy task, and if SmackDown's latest episode proved anything, it's that Solo Sikoa might not have the same control over his stable as Roman once did. The tension between Solo, Tonga, and Fatu has been brewing for weeks, but things took a turn for the worse during their tag team match on SmackDown. In a high-energy six-man tag match against Kevin Owens, LA Knight, and Randy Orton, the Bloodline was looking to make a statement. Solo, Tama, and Jacob had been working well as a unit, until one fateful moment changed everything. What happened? Solo Sikoa went for the Samoan spike, but Fatu dodged, and Solo accidentally nailed Tonga instead. Tama went down hard, clutching his throat, as the momentary distraction allowed LA Knight to capitalize with a BFT. Fatu looked furious, pausing for a split second before stepping into the ring and tearing through their opponents in a fit of rage. After the match, Jacob confronted Solo, shoving him and pointing at Tonga, who was still recovering on the outside. Solo stood his ground, but Tama's cold stare said it all. He wasn't happy. The tension was palpable, and the SmackDown audience knew they had just witnessed the beginning of something dangerous. Tonga is not the type to let things slide. Since joining the Bloodline, he has been a ruthless warrior, showing no hesitation in taking orders from Solo until now. The accidental Samoan spike humiliated him. For a man as proud as Tama, this could be the moment that breaks his loyalty. During a backstage segment after SmackDown, Tama was seen visibly frustrated, shaking his head while talking to Tonga Loa. When Solo approached, Tama brushed past him without saying a word, leaving the Samoan enforcer standing alone. Could this be the beginning of a split? While Tonga was frustrated, Fatu was furious. Fatu has been a wild card ever since he joined the Bloodline. A wrecking machine, Fatu has been wreaking havoc on SmackDown, but he has also shown signs of questioning Solo's leadership. After the match, Jacob refused to acknowledge Solo, instead choosing to walk off on his own while shaking his head. In an exclusive WWE digital interview, Jacob was asked about the incident. His response? "Man, Solo better get his head straight. 'Cause me, I don't follow orders. I take what's mine." These words were a direct warning to Solo Sikoa. Could Jacob be plotting to take over the Bloodline for himself? With the Bloodline on shaky ground, here's what could happen next. 1. Tonga turns on Solo Sikoa. Tonga may never fully trust Solo again after being embarrassed in the ring. This could lead to a shocking betrayal, with Tama aligning himself with Tonga Loa against Solo. Possible scenario: Tama and Loa attack Solo on SmackDown, breaking away from the Bloodline and forming their own faction. 2. Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for leadership. Fatu is already questioning Solo's leadership. With Roman Reigns gone, there's nothing stopping him from challenging Solo for the right to lead the Bloodline. Possible scenario: Fatu lays out Solo Sikoa on SmackDown, making it clear that he wants to be the new tribal chief. 3. Roman Reigns returns to take back control. If the chaos within the Bloodline spirals out of control, there's one man who could return to restore order: Roman Reigns. With his family divided, Roman could return to WWE sooner than expected to remind everyone who the true head of the table is. Fans immediately took to social media after the match, with reactions pouring in. Solo accidentally hitting Tama. Yeah, that's gonna come back to haunt him. Fatu is not happy. I think he's about to take over the Bloodline. Solo is losing control. Roman's gonna have to return to fix this mess. Tama looked pissed too. I give it a few weeks before he turns on Solo. The WWE Universe feels the tension, and it's clear that something big is coming. What started as a dominant new chapter in the Bloodline story has quickly turned into a ticking time bomb. Solo Sikoa's accidental Samoan spike on Tonga has created serious cracks in his faction. Fatu's frustration could mean a challenge to Solo's leadership. Tonga might be plotting his own move in the shadows. With WrestleMania just around the corner, this is the worst possible time for the Bloodline to fall apart. But WWE thrives on chaos. Is Solo Sikoa losing control of the Bloodline? Will Tonga betray him? Is Fatu the true next tribal chief? And will Roman Reigns return to reclaim his empire? One thing is for sure: the Bloodline's future is no longer certain. And for WWE fans, that means things are about to get very interesting. Solo Sikoa has caused further tension between him, Tonga, and Fatu. During the main event of WWE SmackDown, Sikoa accidentally hit Tonga with a Samoan spike. Fatu was in action against Braun Strowman and Damian Priest in a triple threat match, with the winner qualifying for the men's Elimination Chamber match. Earlier in the show, Sikoa sent his best wishes to the Samoan werewolf and eventually tried helping him secure a spot, interfering during the bout. Cody Rhodes also joined the chaos, leading to a massive brawl between him and Sikoa. The former tribal chief hit Tonga with a Samoan spike, initially meant for the American Nightmare. Sikoa's actions indirectly resulted in Fatu's loss. The Samoan werewolf failed to qualify for the 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber match, with Priest securing his spot by pinning Strowman. The tension between Solo Sikoa and his Bloodline stablemates began after he lost the Eula Fala to Roman Reigns in a tribal combat on Raw. The 31-year-old returned during last week's SmackDown, attacking Rhodes after he teamed up with Jey Uso for a tag team match against Tonga and Fatu.